The way that you view homes as a buyer in real estate has changed forever. And if you're thinking of buying a home here anytime in the near future, if it's the next few weeks, the next few months, the next few years, you're going to want to watch all the way through this video so at least you understand what changes have happened and how you fit into those changes. My name is Scott Gregory. I've been selling real estate here along the Emerald Coast of Florida for more than 20 years. And let's talk a little bit about the changes that go into effect. They have gone into effect in some areas already, and they will go into effect everywhere in the United States starting next week, the middle of August. Okay, so here's what the new rules are. Okay, basically, if you as a buyer want to go look at a property, you have to sign a contract with an agent before you set foot in that home. Okay, this is not something that's being done by me or my brokerage or in the state of Florida. Just it's everywhere in the United States. Anybody who wants to view a property has to sign an agreement with the agent who that's going to show them the property. Okay, so you're going to have to do that. There's almost no getting around it. There's one way to get around it. I'll talk about that in a second, but it's not a real good way. So let's talk a little bit about why this was done. Well, the short answer, in my view, was to make a bunch of attorneys a boatload of money. Okay, but the United States Justice Department had a different view on that. Here's what they thought. They thought that making these changes would increase transparency to buyers in the marketplace, first of all. Okay. And second of all, they felt that it would bring home prices down. Now, personally, I don't believe either one of those things is going to be accomplished by this, but it doesn't matter what I think or what anyone thinks. These are the rules now, and these are the rules we have to play by. I just want you to handle this in the best way possible, so this will help you and your family and give you the best experience in the home buying process. Okay? So, what is the process? You're going to have to sign a contract before you set foot in a home, okay? And basically, what that contract is going to say is it can be a contract for just that home, or it can be a contract, you're contracting with an agent to be your representative as a buyer for a set period of time or through the whole process. Okay, that's entirely up to what you negotiate with the agent that you're talking to. Okay, that agreement has to contain a specific commission that the agent will be paid should they sell the house and close a transaction. Okay, that has to be in there. It can't be a vague number, an up to number. It has to be a very specific number. Okay, so you have to sign an agreement before you set foot in the house, bottom line. Okay, so let's run over some of the ideas that people are going to have, right? I'm just going to go to the listing agent. That's not going to solve it. That could be one of the worst things you do. And here's why. You still need to sign a contract with the listing agent to go see the house, right? Well, the listing agent already represents the seller. Okay. Can they represent you as well? Yes, they can represent you as a transaction broker. Okay. That's been done, forever in real estate in Florida, and it will continue to be done. But going to the listing agent really has no value in and of itself. It's not going to save you money. It's not going to save you paperwork in going to there. So that being said, can I walk into an open house is the next question without signing paperwork? Yes, you can. Okay, you can go to an open house. That's the way that our brokerage is telling us. They're saying, we're at an open house. The agent is there representing the seller. So you could go into an open house without signing an agreement. It is our belief. Okay. All of this is subject to change, but right now that is the legal opinion from our brokerage. The problem with this is, all houses aren't held open all the time, right? They're only held open some of the time, and some of the houses are held open some of the time. So you're not going to be able to see anything. So that's not really going to get you anywhere. It just may save you a little bit of paperwork on a few houses here and there. So, but it is what it is. So let's talk about the smart thing to do. Okay. In my view, the smart thing to do is to sign a buyer agency agreement with an agent that you choose. Okay. It doesn't have to be forever. It can be for whatever period of time you want it to be. It can be for that specific house. It could be for a very short window of time, a day, a few days, a week, or it could be for the entire home buying process. It's entirely up to what you and your agent negotiate. Okay. So, in my view, that's the smart thing to do. Okay. So, I would like to give you 7 reasons why I believe you should consider hiring me for the job of being your buyer's agent. Okay. Reason number 1, you should consider hiring me for being your buyer's agent. I can give you access to not only on market properties, I can give you access to off market properties. Okay. We use the same technology and the same marketing methods that we use to get our sellers top dollar to help our buyers find homes that are best suited for them that are not even on the market. Okay. This is one of the services that I provide to my buyers. Okay. So that gives you access to both on market and off market properties. What I do is I do a consultation with you and I use my marketing to go out and look for those homes. Okay. Not every agent is doing this. Not most agents are doing this. Okay. I don't know of many that are. So you're going to have access to more properties should you decide to work with me in the process. Okay. The second is I do a consultation with each one of my buyers, and that's going to end up saving them a ton of time and frustration in the process. Okay. What we do is we get all the decision makers together. It can be in the same room, it can be on a Zoom, it can be on a phone call, whatever it happens to be. And we're going to talk about the home buying process. We're going to talk about what's important. We're going to talk about time frame. We're going to all get on the same page with what it is that we're looking for. Okay. I've had buyers come back and tell me that they weren't even clear what they really wanted until they sat down with me and did this consultation, right? And oftentimes, again, there may be assumptions that the other party or the spouse or the other party wants one thing when they're thinking something else too. So we're all going to sit down and we're going to get on the same page, right? And that's reason number 2. That's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of frustration, a lot of wheel spinning, running around looking at houses that just aren't suited for you. Okay. The third reason why you should consider hiring me as your buyer's agent is if you have a home to sell, I have partnered with investors where I can give you a cash offer for your property. Okay. Now, this is not a 60 or 70 cents on the dollar type thing. This is a full market value cash offer. Okay. Our investors have set this up with me as a courtesy to my sellers. Okay. And to my sellers who are buying as well. It's the easy button. So we can do this. You have a home to sell that you need to sell this home before you buy another one. We can do this 2 ways. Number 1, we can list it the traditional way, and I could put my aggressive marketing campaign in place to help you get top dollar for your property in the time frame that you choose. Okay. The other one is the cash offer, and that's the easy button. Okay. That's the I don't want to deal with listings and photos and all of that and going through the process. Just give me the offer and let's go. Okay. The other thing you can do when you're working with me as a buyer's agent is you can take that easy button cash offer and put it in your pocket. You don't have to take it. You don't have to accept it. You can just keep it as a backup plan in case you decide you want it later. Okay. You don't have to take it, but you can have, now you've got options, right? You've got options you didn't have previously, and you get that when working with me. Okay. The fourth reason why you should consider hiring me as your buyer's agent is when I sell your home, I can help make it a smooth transition right to your new home. Okay. without the extra jump in having to move out of your home, move somewhere else, and then finally move into your ultimate home. Okay. We can't promise it always happens. Things come up that are completely outside of our control. But in most cases, we can structure it in a way that it's just the smoothest, right? We handle your home sale, we handle your home purchase. The same people are handling the process, but from one to the other. We're not adding other agents into the mix that are in other companies into the mix and agents in the mix. They're just going to make things more complicated for everybody involved, right? So I have a lot of experience in this and in making that transition as smooth as possible for you. Okay. The fifth reason why you should consider hiring me as your buyer's agent is it is going to eliminate both agent and paperwork overload. Okay. Let's just say, for example, you've decided to just go to a different agent every time you want to look at a house, and you're going to sign a different contract on every house that you look at. Okay, let's say you talk to 3 agents or 5 agents or 10 agents or 15 agents, right? You haven't said the words, I have buyer representation. So you know what those agents are going to be doing? They're going to be constantly calling and texting you and bothering you, trying to get your business, right? Because you haven't hired a buyer's agent, and they're just doing their jobs, right? They're just doing their jobs. You don't need that. You don't need that aggravation, right? The phrase, I have hired a buyer's agent, ends that conversation right then and there, and it ends any future contacts on their part. Okay. The other thing is paperwork overload. I mean, how would most people may look at 5 to 10 houses, and some people look at a whole lot more houses than that. That gets confusing. That's another conversation. But that being said, it happens, right, from time to time. So if you're running around town signing contracts with all these different agents, what's the possibility that you get them confused, maybe get them crossed up? You could end up owing 2 agents a commission. You could. It's definitely possible. Okay. That's not something you want to get into. It's just chaotic, and it's frustrating, and it's distracting. The home buying process is already stressful enough as it is. You want it to be as smooth as it possibly can be. That is not a recipe. Running around town signing agreements with all sorts of agents is not a good recipe for a smooth transaction. So hiring me would eliminate that. Okay. Number 6, experience matters now more than ever. This is the 6th reason why you should consider hiring me as your buyer's agent. Okay. I don't think there's been a time that experience, and I'm not just saying time on the clock, I'm saying time, doing this job. I've been doing this job for more than 20 years full time. This has been my life's profession. Okay. I'm not a part-timer. I'm a full-timer. I don't have other jobs. I never have. This is what I do. Okay. I teach this to other agents. I teach what I know to other agents. People turn to me to teach people in the industry. I've been doing this a long time. Okay. You want this done right. You definitely want this done right. And with these changes, it's going to be harder contractually to get this done right if the agent doesn't have much experience. Okay. Another thing that I can do in this process is whatever you agree to pay your buyer's agent, or actually it's whatever they charge. Every agent's free to charge what they feel like they should charge. Okay. But I can get the seller in most instances to pay a good portion or all, perhaps, of the amount of money you would pay to your buyer's agent. So it's possible in most cases, can't guarantee anything. Each seller decides what they're going to contribute. It's negotiable in the contract. That's what the Justice Department wanted us to do. They want us to negotiate this, okay, between the buyer and the seller. In most cases, in a lot of cases, we can get the seller to pay most or all of your buyer agent commission. And that comes down to how we handle the contracts between the buyer and the seller. Okay. That goes back to experience, and that's why experience is important. Okay. The seventh reason why you should consider hiring me as your buyer's agent, I care. I do. I know how important this is for you and for your family and for your loved ones. Okay. I do not take this lightly. There are a lot of agents out there who don't care. They care about the transaction, they care about the money. Okay. I know how important this is to you. It's important to me too. I feed my family by doing this, right? But I care about my buyers and sellers. And anybody who's worked with me knows that. They know that quickly. And they don't know it because I tell it to them, they know it because they feel it. Okay. I have told buyers at times to not buy properties. It's not good for them. Don't buy this house. This happens a lot more than you think. Okay. I don't I don't want a fast sale. I want you to be happy, and I want you to find what's right for you and your family. Okay. And I do care about that. So I think that's valuable in the process. You want an ally in all of this. And I care about what happens to you and your family in this process. Okay. Does that sound good? All right. So let's talk about the next steps. Okay. If you want it, again, no obligation. We're just talking, right? I'm never any pressure. You decide, you do what you think you should do. I'm just here to consult with you, and you make the call on what you think you should do. Okay. So the next step is definitely go ahead and call me or text me at 850-677-1630. If you're seeing this on social media, you can go ahead and message me too as well. And let's just talk about your plans. Okay, let's talk about what you're trying to accomplish, why you're trying to accomplish it, what your time frame is. Again, you don't need to be buying a home this week or this month or even this year. Okay, we can still come up with a plan. So let's do that. Jump on a call, come up with a plan. I'm not here to try to convince you to do anything. Okay, I just want to help you. I just want to talk to you and find out what you're planning on doing, and to see if we can work together. Maybe we can't. Maybe we can. Maybe we can't. I don't know. Okay. So let's talk about our options here. You've got a few options, right? Okay. You've decided you want to work with me, at least in some capacity, right? Okay. There's a few things we can do. The first thing, we can go see one home. Okay. You haven't met me aside from this video, maybe some other videos you've watched. You don't know who I am. You haven't met me. I haven't met you. Okay. We both have to agree we want to work together. I don't work with everybody. Okay. There are people I don't click with. And there have been people that don't click with me. Okay. That's fair. It happens. You're not gonna mesh with everybody. But we can go out and see a house together and meet and talk a little bit more. And then we can decide what we're going to do from there. Does that make sense? Okay. The second thing we can do is, if you want to be a little bit more efficient with your time, we can go see a number of homes. Okay. You can sign an agreement with me. It can be for a day. It can be for a few days. It can be for a week. It can be for 2 weeks. Okay. Let's just go see homes. If you don't want to work with me on that, the only homes you'd have to buy from me are the ones I showed you. If you don't work with me, that's it. You don't have to work with me. And vice versa. If it's not working for me, we'll just stick with the homes we showed and let you move on. So we can just go look at a few homes over a short period of time. Okay. As they say, I mean, we don't have to get married. We can date. Okay. We can just go look at a few houses and see how it goes over a short period of time. And then if we like it, we'll keep looking at houses and talk about doing this over a long period of time and talk about finishing the job. Does that sound fair? Awesome. Or you could choose to put me to work until the job is done. If you're ready to go, you've made your decision. I've agreed to work with you. Let's go do this. We'll go out and we'll do this until we find your next home. So you've got options. So I just wanted you to understand everything that has happened and is happening. and what the process is now. Okay, now you should have a pretty good idea of what the process is. As far as the seller end goes, things have changed too as well. I'm going to do another video on that coming up here, probably early this coming week. And we'll talk about things from the seller perspective. But again, from the buyer perspective, let's just talk. Okay. I don't want you to get frustrated. I don't want you running around town going, why can't I find agents? And you're probably initially going to find some agents that go, they don't even know what they're doing, and they're just going to go ahead and let you see a house. They're not going to have their license very long. I guarantee you, if they do that, they're going to figure it out pretty quickly. I think everybody's going to figure this out in short order. When they start getting in trouble because they're not following the new procedures. The Justice Department's very serious about this. In case you didn't figure that out by now. So why get involved in all that mess? Let's have a talk about your plans. Let's look at one house. Let's look at a few houses and just kind of see where it goes. Again, my name is Scott Gregory, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope this informed you. I hope you feel that you know a little bit more than you did when you started this video. And if I can help you with anything at all, feel free to reach out to me. I can be reached anytime at 850-677-1630. Thanks for watching. Bye now.